them to throw guys at you in a disadvantageous position, but I guess that's not gonna work. They got horses. Like they'll beat you there.
Yeah, I mean this is the type of terrain to have cavalry divisions in, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where it makes sense. So as
Interesting.
long as we hold still, what's up?
Oh, they were about to push your guys out of one of the areas, it looks like, but then they just stopped attacking.
Really? I thought I was winning that one.
Uh oh, oh, it's because it was red. I see.
Oh,
Red means good for you. I'm used to seeing red means bad
yeah, we're
for
on
my
opposite sides of the war
allies.
right now.
Yeah, but green means good for the Japanese in this case. Um, I see. I was gonna say, I was like, those battles look kind of concerning. You seem pretty chill with it, but it turns out you're just fine.
Yeah, we're holding, which is interesting. I guess it means I can go to war production now. Yes, I can. I have all this saved up political power because I just couldn't spend it on anything.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I want to do... Yeah, because extensive conscription only hurts training time, and that's fine because I don't have the material to give to new recruits anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so these guys can just funnel in with the replacements and the replacement material. And I'm trying to now gain control over... gain political support in northern China, so we'll see how that
Oh,
goes.
good lord. The Chinese are just not doing well. It looks like don't have enough supplies to really function well in these environments, and the Japanese are really dug in. I don't know which. No, Japan, I am not going to declare war on. Oh boy, a lot of things all at once here. No, Japan, I'm not going to declare war. Purge the General Affairs Council. Yes, Poland is can into space. Okay. So, Independence War. Within 70 days, I will go to war with the Japanese. Your life ends now in 30 minutes. Okay. So, Poland, have you formed your... Yes, I don't know how to say that, so I'm not going to. But they have formed their faction. It's... I'm going to try saying it. Miedzimors.
Yeah, I
I,
got
th- I
nothing
think...
for you there, sorry.
I think if there's any Polish listeners here, they've probably tuned out. They don't want to hear that. I don't blame you. It was kind of bad.
Yeah, I can pronounce some Japanese. I can stumble my way through some Chinese because of years of being corrected by other people who know more than me in the economy. But Eastern Europe, nope, 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 nope. I won't even try. I understand my ignorance and and I will revel in it.
Hmm.
There's nothing quite as scary as having a register full of Chinese names and not wanting to embarrass yourself by mistaking your students' names.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like I blunted the Japanese assault, so there you go. I've won my spiritual victory.
Interesting. Well, what a war.
Yeah, I was really impressed that my guys can actually hold out against the. I guess the Japanese tried a couple times, and then they're just not making progress, so they're holding and waiting for me to bloody myself against them. But I'm just not going to
Well,
do that.
I think that the nationalist Chinese are just throwing a ton of guys at them, so that's more their focus right now. I don't know if you can see what's going on down there, but it's like the Chinese have like 30 plus divisions in that area right there, just throwing them up.
Oh wow, yeah, I can't see. I just see the little question marks,
Yeah.
and then the one on the border there with me.
Only one of the areas it looks like the Chinese are doing well in, because they're attacking a single isolated Japanese cavalry division commanded by a man with a magnificent mustache. Actually, this Shizuichi Tanaka guy. Good for you with the mustache. Yeah, and something to note here is that it looks like the Japanese do have some air power on their side, so that is something to factor in. I would recommend maybe building some air defenses if possible.
Uh huh. Yeah. I'll get right on that.
Oh, I've learned how shovels work. Give me a moment here. Oh, hey, I've finished building all of my forts. Cool. And now I'm just building my air defense networks. Wow. Everything's coming up China. Yeah, I can't build much in many places here because the infrastructure is just so bad it can't support anything. Alright, so engineers. I haven't built any support equipment, so there's no point for me to even change any of the trees over, which is lame.
Yeah, it looks like I'm seeing a sketchier battle here. So we'll see how this goes. I'm trying to send some reinforcements in. They're definitely getting, yeah, they're attacking from multiple directions. Come on, guys. Get in there. Come on. And I'm freaking out because we're... Okay, there we go. Now we're winning it. Just took a second for the reinforcements to actually join the fight for real. Whew. Yeah, this is looking... But I love that my 10 width divisions with only engineers and regular like rifles, no artillery, no support, and we're holding against the might of the Japanese army here. But yeah, they're definitely low supply up in the north, and that's
Yeah.
an issue.
Oh, it's not an
I'll
issue
take
for
it.
you. That's good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Once I'm able to get my my guys in there, I think we might be able to really do some major damage to the Japanese forces and just kind of pincer them.
Mm-hmm.
I
As soon as they're like distracted or cut off, I'll start the offensives, and we'll just rush them if I can.
yeah.
It'll be interesting when you declare war. All those guys that are transitioning through your land.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen there?
Yeah, that'll be weird. I don't want to think about that right now.
I'm going to try having one unit just constantly training and see what we can do. Just the no support equipment.
So they have a carrier sitting there right off the coast. A pretty sizable battle fleet just sitting right there, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
I think it'll be the land-based airplanes that'll be more of an issue for you at this stage.
Yeah. Oh boy, Japan keeps more frantically telling me to go to war, and I'm like, no, no, thank you, no, thank you, Japan. I need some military factories. This is unfortunate.
Is there like a way I can see the support map for like Chinese power? I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. Like, yeah, put my name down for being the bestest warlord.
I actually have no idea how that works. I think that you might want to try to push that thing with power struggle with China now, because I don't think they can go to war with you over it. I could be wrong, and they could knock you out, but I think that that's how it's supposed to work.
No, I did it a while ago, and it just opened up this branching path menu where I can spend points to build support in different regions. So I'm just trying to do that in areas close by, but like, I suppose we're eventually going to reach parity with nationalist China, then we can challenge them for it, and maybe some territories will switch sides. But at the moment, I'm a little bit more focused on this, Japanese invasion, like you should be.
I'm working on it. Oh, Chiang Kai-shek. Oh, hey, he's trying. He's just failing horribly. His guys are not good at this.
If he had just consented to being kidnapped by me, then this wouldn't be an issue.
So here's something interesting. I am repeatedly focusing on getting... So I'm preparing to seize Japanese armed depots, and I'm repeatedly doing this. And it means that once I go to war with Japan, I can just grab tons of equipment. It looks like, because I've done it 3 times, I can grab 10,000 Japanese Type 38s, 10,000 Japanese Type 99s, both rifles, 500 Type 95 75 millimeters. I think those are anti-tank guns. And then they gain ammunition shortage in Manchuria, which grants, which means that they have 25% worse attack and defense against me for 60 days, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you can really use that.
Yeah, that'll be big. Man, I gotta keep recruiting people and getting people out in the field right now, because I have like a lot of manpower. I just don't have the you know what, you know what, I'm just gonna create a new infantry archetype that doesn't require artillery, so that way it gets out faster, and start deploying some of them.
Yeah, I'm waiting till I have anything before I try messing with my divisions. Right now they're just 10 width, just sitting there.
Yeah, I only have 4 factories right now, and I'm trying to eventually get engineers, so I diverted one of the artillery factories to support equipment, which means that I'm building basically 1 1/4 artillery pieces per day, which is miserable. So I'm not going very fast here. Not very fast at all. No, Japan, I don't want to go to war with you.
We're starting to get suspicious about your motives.
It's very strange that the Manchukuo are helping us. Probably nothing.
Internal strife. Bandits.
Yeah.
There you go.
It just did it automatically. Oh, no.
Wow, that was interesting. Do you see that pop up there? That one right there?
There's like 5.
Japan called German Reich and Italy into the war.
Oh, shit. They just joined the Axis. Okay. Italy declared war on Greece. Japan called Italy as our enemy. Qing China declared war on Japan. So I am now Qing China. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Italy declared war on Greece. So the logical solution for all of this is that I should now become friends with the Greeks, and they'll be able to help us.
Yes.
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 I have played a game as the Greeks before. It's no joke. They sit in those mountains. You can't do anything to them. Okay.
That'd be interesting to see that one.
They are fun to play. I'm kind of sad that they don't get as much attention as some of these other states. Well.
Yeah. So how are we gonna execute this? You got some pockets of guys in your territory, I can see.
Yeah, that's not great.
I see all but like 1 division per territory is now peeling off of my border for some reason.
I wonder why.
Okay,
so I'm gonna research this thing that allows me to create factions so we can all become friends with each other. I'm going to activate my cavalry battalion, my cavalry divisions. Going to...
If we pincer the Japanese there near Beijing, and they get wiped out, that is a huge amount of manpower that's going to be gone, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I can't see what's happening there, but like if they have what they should have there, right, it should be a huge force.
Yeah, and what's beneficial is that a lot of these guys were using the rail system to move, which means that they are disorganized. They're not going to be able to fight effectively against me.
Oh, so they're going to break. If you get them fast enough, you can just stack wipe them, right? Like overrun.
Well, that's the idea. I'm just throwing like whole chunks of my units at them right now.
This is exciting.
I'm just chucking them at them because like they're already weakened from fighting the Chinese. Actually, did the Chinese have a faction? They don't. Okay. So I can't see anything that's going on over there now. Unfortunately, I can't see what's going on with you. I can't see what's going on with them.
Yeah, remember he refused to be captured, so there's no united front right now.
Thanks, Chiang Kai-shek. Bastard. Okay. Well, that's fine. Whatever. Alright, well, I'm gonna put it at 2 speed, because a lot's happening right now. Oh, sorry. What is What? Okay. Italy has claimed Greek territory, yes. Japan calls Manchukuo as our enemy. That's not good. I don't have any forces on that border right now, because I can't afford them.
Honestly, I'm going to be pushing into that border, so they'll be distracted.
Greece is called the Kingdom of Romania as our ally in Italian Greek. Greece is called a United. Okay, let's look at the wars here real quick. I'm looking at the wars here. So the Polish faction has the Romanians and the Poles, and they're involved in this war. And the Romanians are fighting the Japanese. The British are now fighting the Japanese, the Italians, the Germans, and Menkuokuo. We're all fighting them. Greece is fighting them. Because Greece pulled the UK in, the Greeks pulled the UK and Romania into the fight. I said that as a joke a minute ago, like, oh boy, we sure want the Greeks in here. Haha. The Greeks might be the reason that we survive. Thank you, thank you, Greece.
So this kicked off the war in Europe as well, because that means
Britain's
fighting Germany, so I mean they're gonna have to deal with the naval stuff. Like this is
over Greece. Yes.
Oh, I love it. All right, let's go. Charge.
Oh boy. Oh, real quick, as I'm panning back over, you can see the Mexican junta is going under, so they might go get democratic and help us. We'll see. Yeah. China joined allies. Romania joins Myanmar. Myanmar?
Yes.
Cordon sanitaire. What is happening?
Yeah, there we go. The
Italy has called German Reich as our enemy in Italian-Romanian war. United Kingdom has joined China as our ally in... What? There's so many things happening, I have to pause. Okay. There's like 12 messages on my screen right now. Australia has joined the UK. South Africa. British Raj. British Malaya. Dominion of Canada. Poland. Like, all these guys are coming in. New Zealand. Awesome.
I think that fleet you're worried about is going to be distracted now.
They have better things to do than worry about what the Qing are doing. Let's take a look at this war tab for a second. So, in terms of fielded manpower, we have way more guys in the field than the enemy do. Yes, the allies, China, UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, British Raj, British Malaya, and Greece. The famous allies. I may just ignore the option to become... I may ignore the option to open my own faction and just ask the allies if I can join them. I'm going to do that. I recommend you also do that.
Yeah, it seems like the way things are going, isn't it?
Yeah.
Britain's always been a fan of... there's money to protect.
Yeah, you can build factories here or whatever, sure. Manchurian War of Independence. Meanwhile, the German Reich claims Memel. Shanxi joins the United Kingdom. Okay, cool. Oh,
this became a mess. I can see all the units now.
You can see what's going on over here.
Oh boy. Oh, I didn't see that invasion near Qingdao.
Where?
In below Beijing, the peninsula.
Oh, yeah. Something I will compliment Paradox on is that they got really good at making naval invasions happen recently. That's something that didn't happen very... I'm going to unpause. That's something that didn't happen very much before. And particularly the Japanese have gotten really good at doing naval invasions into China.
That's good, because that's what they did, right? So I'm glad they actually fixed that, because I remember back in the day it was just awful. So I'm glad they've done something to work it out.
Ooh, we're getting a good pincer on the... Oh, we overran some units here? Ooh.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Non-aggression pact from Romania. Sure, bud. Whatever you want. I'm contributing a lot because apparently I'm killing a lot of troops here. If you click on... you see the little unit tab in your right corner, the little, like, journal. You can see how many units each side loses in combat, and when you overrun, the unit numbers, like, the manpower that they lost can be staggering, like, a ridiculous amount of men. Like, I've seen tens of thousands of men just eliminated at once. I guess the idea is that they're captured in that case, but that's what happens there.
Well, I'm pushing for the first time, so we'll see how this first wave of attacks. If nothing else, I'm distracting 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 divisions or so up here while you crunch into Beijing.
Well, that's good. Non-aggression pact from Poland. Yeah, whatever you want, Poland. This is probably the best World War II could possibly go for us. Things are going knock on wood. Things are going a-okay for us. I'm deadly afraid of what the Soviets are going to do, though. Because if the Soviets right now decide, like, perhaps I will invade Poland, then they'll join the Axis. Like, they won't join the Axis as part of the faction, but they will start fighting on the same side as the Axis. I have seen that before, and I hate it.
I mean, they might have to, because it looks like the Poles are pushing to Berlin pretty fast.
Are they? What?
They're
Polish supremacy! Poland can into Berlin. Holy crap. That's awesome. I told you, like, the Polish faction is nothing to mess with. It looks like in Romania they're holding them, and the Poles are just pushing them back.
Yes, and there's seeing the British Navy clean up in the Mediterranean. Like, I think this might be a pretty short World War.
I don't know. When the Soviets get involved, things get tricky because there's a lot of them.
Oh, thank you. British World is going to start supplying me shovels. I desperately need those shovels.
Alright, I'm trying to take Dalian here, because there's some weakened divisions there that I want to collapse, if possible.
And then you have control over Port Arthur.
Yes. Give me Port Arthur. Have you ever seen the recent anime Golden Kamuy?
Nope.
I don't know if I mentioned that to you. It's about, like, some fictional Ainu gold after the Russo-Japanese War with veterans of the Japanese army. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Mexico won. Some veterans of the Japanese army fighting each other and other factions for a bunch of hidden gold in the north there. And it features a lot of veterans of this war, and it talks about Port Arthur quite significantly. It's not hugely realistic, but it's got a lot of neat historical things in there. And I think it's pretty cool, in any case. Port Arthur is like one of the big pre-show events that happens that you get a lot of flashbacks to.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's one of the big battles, right? That's where they threw themselves again and again at that little tiny nubbin that was easily defendable.
Yeah.
And kept going until they finally took it, and it was a brutal slaughter. Pretty
crazy that, like, that happened at all, you know? Like, that they just threw themselves in there.
Yeah, that was a large part of my research, right, is looking at how other states looked at the Russo-Japanese War and the lessons they tried to take it and apply to their own army developments, right? Because every time there's a major conflict, all the officers and observers go to whichever side they're closest aligned to, and they try and observe and then try and learn to go back and tell their own people. So they were seeing the horrendous effect artillery was having and the horrendous effect that machine guns were having.
Oh, sorry. Give me one moment here. You can. I have to pause because I can now raise the Manchu banners. I have gained 5 divisions, and I can now execute the plan to steal all of the Japanese equipment. So I have become very, very rich very fast. Sorry, go ahead.
Observers of the Russo-Japanese War were seeing how these modern weapons were affecting mass combat, right? Like they're seeing the destructive capabilities of what was happening against people, but they are also seeing that the Japanese are eventually prevailing through aggressive frontal assaults. And that's the lesson they take home.
Yeah, not the lesson they should have taken home.
Well, because it supports... You know, it's what we talked about off camera a long time ago about, like, change and
I'm unpausing, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm still just... I said go, and they're handling it. How hard it is to adapt and improvise in these structured military settings. And there always is people who are trying to push forward and trying to do things, but they're always butting up against the established narrative, right? And the established tradition of how things are going. And, you know, a lot of people are looking for that kind of support, that evidence that, like, look, if you have a strong enough will and you have a good enough morale, you can prevail. and you're going to beat out against weaker and less, morally strong soldiers. And that's one lesson they took. And there's other people who are also there saying, "Hey, no, but you saw what happened with the artillery, right?" And they're like, "Yeah. But if you're strong-willed and good with the bayonet, you can take territory." So it's a interesting, terrible war that that set the stage for a lot of the issues we have in Manchukuo as a state is part of that.
Oh, I'm getting notices about naval invasions now. It looks like the Japanese are trying to invade Papua New Guinea, which is intriguing given what is happening up here right now. I think they would be far more concerned with the events in China at the moment, but maybe they're just giving up. Maybe they're just giving up. There are probably like hundreds of thousands of Japanese divisions basically holed up in Menkuoko right now. They're not going anywhere. They're hosed.
So it's really funny because I can try and see the desperate pleas of, well, we're losing in China suddenly dramatically with the rebellion of Manchuria. So what we have to do is attack the south to gain the resources to bring the fight back to Manchuria.
Oh yeah, here you go. So in East Hebei, a few days ago, I surrounded and captured several Japanese divisions, and 25,000 men just down the hole. They're not getting those back.
This is ugly.
I want to say that I feel bad for the Japanese, but I don't. Because, screw those guys. Oh boy. The real issue for me is that they managed to get a landhold in Liaotung here, and I don't have men to stop them because they grabbed a naval base and they're just porting men into it now, and I can't push them out because there's so many guys there.
14 divisions there.
Yeah.
But I want to point out the beauty that it is. There's your guys throwing themselves against the tiny fortifications in Port Arthur there. You're winning, though, at least.
Yeah. What's messed up is that I also have white Russian advisors on my side, so there's, guys who are on the other side of this, 30 years ago are like, yeah, take that! As, all of my guys throw themselves into the machine guns that the Japanese have.
This is horrendous, isn't
it? Morally very not good, but it looks like we're taking the town. It's just that they also have air power now. So in addition to all of the other fun things happening, they're strafing us as we're charging into the artillery and whatnot.
Yeah, because it's not like you have a lot of artillery yourself to soften this up, right?
I have a little bit. All of my infantry companies, or excuse me, all my infantry divisions have support regiments, support companies of artillery. So they have, I'm looking at this here, about 12 guns per division, which is nothing. That's nothing. It helps a little bit. It helps a little bit with things like this specifically, but it's not. It's difficult to break through. Fortunately, the way that the area around Port Arthur is designed, that I can send in an attacking set of divisions and have another one right next to them rest, and then they can take over. Just constantly attacking the... screw you, Greece, British Raj. They can just constantly be attacking and let the other side rest, which is pretty good for this. Yeah. I'm kind of concerned about Korea because I pushed them back a little bit initially, but now they're pushing me back. Once they figured out what was going on, I think that they have become much stronger against my guys. And look at you, Menkuoko is going under pretty quick, it looks like.
Yeah, it seems like we're doing all right.
Wow, look at us. Who would have thought?
I didn't. I thought we were going to lose for sure.
The addition of China and the Allies has proven incredibly fortunate because Japan has now decided to start invading Papua New Guinea or what have you.
Yeah, that seems like a misstep in the eye, really.
Naval invasion in Egypt. I guess that's the Italians trying to do that. Naval invasion of the Bismarck Sea and the Solomon Sea. It's probably the Japanese. Naval invasion in Arabia. That's probably the Italians again. Let's take a look and see how the Poles are doing. It looks like the Poles have started to get pushed back, unfortunately. They were doing pretty well there for a minute.
Yeah, no, I thought for sure we were going to see a quick end to Germany and this have a different kind of war that we have to face in the second half of this game. Oh yeah,
Meanwhile,
we're overrunning like crazy here.
France
No, no.
is not doing anything, which is kind of ticking me off a little bit. Oh yeah, that's going to be a big fat stack of Japanese just wiped out here shortly.